Welcome everyone to Sirantwi Education Channel. Today we're gonna look at grade 12 paper 1 topic demarcation for June examination, as well as how to do or apply these skills. Now, if you can hear my voice, you may indicate in the comment section before I start. Please come out with all your questions. If you have any question, don't forget to drop your questions there, which we are going to also discuss them. But today we are going to focus on Word, HTML, and then little bit of spreadsheet, and then also answer all your questions. So I will be inviting you to drop your questions, and then I will answer all the questions. I have shared the link for the data file that we are going to use also there. You can download that data file so that we'll be able to do them together. Right. Before wasting much time, now the topics that are involved will be Microsoft Word, spreadsheet, database, and then HTML. Those are the 4 topics that you should be looking at. Now, we start straight with the Microsoft Word. What is expected? The first part will be the page layout, whereby we'll be looking at the margins, the orientation, the page size, the hyphenation, and then advanced page layout options. From there, you should also know columns, how to insert column or create columns, and then also insert column breaks. Section breaks, that is whereby you are going to insert section break, whether continuous or next page. And then we use section breaks whenever we are creating or setting up a specific page to maybe have its own watermark, or a specific page to have its own color, or if you want to start numbering from a specific page, you use section break. And then watermark also, we will be looking at how to insert standard watermark or a text watermark using a symbol or using a picture. Drop cap, page numbers. Also, you need to know styles, multi-level list, paragraph settings, font, text stop using ruler settings, and then also other advanced text stops. Find and replace, source, citation, and bibliography, inserting fields or object and quick paths, and then modifying tables. And then again, integration part of Microsoft Word, whereby you normally see this type of question in question 7. That one can be involving watermarks or maybe bookmarks, index, forms, and then importing and exporting, as well as mail merge. So basically, these are the topics that you need to know regarding Microsoft Word. Then from there, we go to spreadsheet. So without wasting much time, join me by opening the file called Word Practice Workbook. You can find it. I've shared the link. Let me know if you cannot see the link. I'm going to share it also again. I've shared the link again. So if you cannot find it, just indicate so that I will check over there so that you'll be able to get the data file. Right. Now let's start. We are going to open that file that I talk about, which is written as workbook practice or word practice workbook. This one contains topic, or the questions are there. So you'll be able to get a question and then we apply it. So the first, let me save this as PDF so that I'll stop. want to have the question as PDF. Right. So these are the topics. So the first one that we are looking at, the page setup or the page layout. Now, to apply page setup, like for instance, this one, it says change the margins of this page only to top of 3 centimeter, bottom 3 centimeter, and then also left 4 centimeter, right should be 2 centimeter. Then change the orientation of that page only to landscape. Now here we are talking about this particular page. So you select the page. And then we believe you can hear and see my screen again, line again. Sorry for that. Without wasting much time, let's continue with our work. I got some little bit issues with my device and network. Right. So if you can see the screen and also hear my voice, indicate in the comment section so that I can. Great. Yeah, I'm back online. Thank God. And then I believe we are going to work nicely today. So I am going to open again the data file. And like I said, the page setup. Like somebody, I'm gonna zoom it. I'm going to do that. Now we are going to set up this page. And then anytime you are setting up a page like this question says, we need to change the top margin to 3 centimeter, bottom margin to be also 3, left to be 4, and then a right margin to be 2 centimeter. Then we change that page only to orientation to landscape. So when you select that page, this is the only page we are going to apply that. You select on that page. And there are 2 ways or 3 ways of getting into page setup. The easier way that when you are in the examination room, I will advise you to use is to by using the ruler settings. You will see this ruler calibrations. Just double click on the ruler settings. And then you are going to find the page setup. So here, you just double click inside the ruler. If you don't find the ruler, go to view, and then you take ruler. Then you double click. Then you'll be able to change the margins. Alternatively, you are allowed to you tell me what to do or search by saying page setup. And then it takes you there. But the easier one is to use the margins. Now, they say we might change it to 4 centimeter. So here it must be changed to 4 centimeter. Don't use these ones, you just type 4. And then also, no, the bottom should be 3, and then the top should also be 3. Then the left must be 4. And then the right must be 2. Sometimes in grade 12, they can also ask you to change the gutter margin and the gutter position, which you get it also from page setup. Let's say the gutter margin to be 0.5 and then the position to be top or left. They will specify. And then they can also tell you to change the paper size. They can tell you to change the paper size to maybe A4. So you change it also here. And then they can also tell you to change the layout. In grade 12, they like asking this type vertical alignment, maybe to center. Now, you will find here apply to. So apply to selected text. You choose selected text, apply to selected text. Then also the paper maybe to selected text, and then the margins also to selected text. Make sure. Then the orientation to be landscape, only this part to be landscape. And then you click OK. So only that part will be landscape, the rest will be portrait. And then that margin will be only applied to that part. So take note, that is how we set only a specific page to be landscape or portrait, and then the rest of the page, the other orientation, and then also the margins. They can ask that type of question to change the margin to that. Right. So that is all about the margins, changing margins to that particular page only, and then also changing the orientation to landscape only that page. And then again, not only that, they can ask you to change the margin maybe to narrow or change the margin to other form of margin that are not there. So that one you get from layout, or you can go to tell me what to do and type margin, adjust margin, then you see here, narrow, moderate, wide, and then mirrored. Apart from the customized margin, they can equally tell you to select any of these margins also. So you need to take note of that. Right. Then let's move straight to the next one, which is column. So this is all about margins and then also changing the orientation and all this. So you must know that. There is also another portion called hyphenation and line numbers. Hyphenation and the line numbers, like I indicated here. We will be taking each topic that we do. So here we are done with margins, orientation, and paper size. We are going to hyphenation and then other options also. So the other option will mean the line numbers. If the question says change the line numbers or number them or the hyphen, also you can get it from, you double click the ruler settings. And then from page setup, when you go to layout, you see line numbers and then you also see border. So the line numbers, you can number them by saying add line numbering automatically. And then or continuous, the question will always specify the type of line number that you must do. Right. If you don't know where to find the line numbers, you can also use the search, tell me what to do, and type line numbers. So you are going to find the line number, show line number, and then you choose continuous, or if you want line number options, you click here. So basically, that's how we deal with the line numbers. Right. The same ruler settings. You can do so many things there. When you double click, you can equally go there when you want to do borders and shading. You can also find it there. So borders and shading, instead of you to search by typing borders and shading, you can just double click from the ruler. And then you go to layout, you are going to see borders. Then you will see borders, page border, and then shading. You get all of them there. So make effective use of ruler settings to be able to answer most of the questions. Right, now let's move straight to columns. We are done with the page layout. We go to columns. Always question of this nature will be there. So you need to take note of that. Now let's go straight to columns. Now this question says, we must practice column here. Format the paragraph above into two columns with a line between. Then insert the column break so that the second column starts at the word states. Now, we have to put this one into two columns. Let me increase the size. We are going to put this into two columns. So you select them. And then again, columns you get from layout, or you can use tell me what to do or search and just put column. And it's going to give you add or remove columns. You go to more columns. And then we need two columns. Sometimes they can tell you three columns. You type the number of columns here. And then you indicate line between. They can equally tell you to change the column width and then the spacing. So this one, we are picking equal column width. So you can remove this one to change the column width and then the spacing. Right. Then you click OK. Now, the question says where we have the stats must be on top of the second column. So you have to click before the word stats. And then you go to layout, breaks, and then you see column. So that will be on top of the second column. So if, or let's say this one was talking about math to be in the second column, breaks, and then choose column. So that math will be on top of the second column. But this question says only the stats should be on top of the second column. So in most cases, learners lose this mark, especially at B12. They forget to insert the column break. You have to go to layout, breaks, and then you choose column. Right, that's all about columns. You must know how to insert column and then also put the line in between. Now let's go to section break. This is where most learners lose marks, whereby they ask you to insert maybe page numbers, whereby odd and even pages should be on the left, odd numbers should be left, even numbers should be right, and then the page number should start from page 2 or page 3. That is where most learners lose a lot of marks. So let's take a look at that. Now, here it says insert a section break at the end of this paragraph. On the new paragraph, change the page size to A5, then insert another section, and then return to A4 for the rest of the document. We'll come to that. But now, section break is always used to divide your page. So let's say we want to divide this page, and then we start the numbering part. We want to start numbering. We don't want to number the first page, but we want to start numbering from the second page. Or if you want to start numbering from the third page, we need to create what we call section break to divide them. So let me take, for instance, I want to start numbering from here, from the section break. So before the section break, I will click there and then I go to layout, breaks, and then I will select continuous. Why do I always want this continuous but not next page? Sometimes the next page creates additional page, even though the examiners or the markers might not penalize you. But then when you use continuous, it does not create additional page. So we click there. Now, as soon as you click here for the continuous, if you want to see it, you click on show or hide. Now you will see there's a continuous page over here. And then after that, in the footer section, you double click in the footer section and then make sure that you deactivate link to previous. This one. You must click on link to previous to remove it. Why do we click here? So that this page should not be linked with, it will be written here, footer section 3. It should not be linked with your footer section 2. So we have to say link to previous. You have to remove it. So that this section 3 will not be linked with section 2. And then again, you do the same for the header, link to previous, you remove it. So you remove both the header and the footer. Then after that, you can now insert your page number only on this page. If you want it to be only this one, you will see header and footer. Then you'll find page number. And then the bottom of the page, they will always tell you a specific page number that you have to use. So you must always watch out for that. Let's say I want to use plain number 2. Then you see the plain number 2 says 3. Instead of it to start numbering as 1, it's giving me as 3. Other pages here do not have any page number, but here start at 3. But sometimes the question will tell you that it should start at 1. So you select again, go to page number, and then you choose format page number. Then you say start at 1. So that page will be S1, and then the one that is following there will be S2. So basically, when you put a section break and then you remove link to previous, then you can now go to page number and then you format it and say start at 1. Here is 2. They will follow each other like that. Right. Now, we see that all of them are center. What if the question tells you that the odd page numbers like 1, 3, 5, 7 must be on the left-hand side, and the even page number should be on the right-hand side? Then you have to take here different odd and even page. You take this one. So when you take there, you will realize that this page is odd number. It is on center. So I will select it. If they say the odd number should be on the left, I will select page 1 is odd number. Then I go to home and then I choose left for the alignment. And then I come to page 2, which is the first number for even number. I go there again, then I will insert the page number. I will go to header and footer, insert page number, bottom of the page. Maybe I want it to be to the right-hand side. So even numbers to be on the right, odd number to be left. Odd number left, 4 is even number to the right, because we take different odd and even. So you must take note of that. That is one of the questions that are difficult. Section break and odd and even, where learners always struggle to do that. You must put a section break and then you take different odd and even. Right. Now let's move straight to the next one, which is about watermark. And then from here, we'll look at how to insert watermark on a specific page, and then also how to change page color. So here we are done with the page numbers. We are not going back to this. Now for the watermark, you need to look out for two different types of watermark. The basic watermark, the picture watermark, and then the more complex one, which is inserting a watermark in the form of what we call a symbol. So if the question says insert a specific symbol as a watermark on a specific page, let's say we are inserting a watermark with webdins 134 only on the last page. Only on the last page. So because we are inserting the watermark, the first thing that we do here, we can go anywhere and insert the symbol. Let's say I'm choosing the first page. Then I go to symbol, insert symbol, then more symbol, and then I type the symbol here, webdins. The symbol name is webdins, character code 132. And then you click on insert. So this is the symbol. So you need to insert the symbol. After you have inserted the symbol, you need to cut it. Right. After you have inserted the symbol, you need to cut it. And then we go to watermark. Again, in examination, for the purpose of the examination, let's tell me what to do very fast. You go there and type watermark. And then it will take you to custom watermark. If you don't know where to find watermark in examination, but then you can also find watermark from design, and then you see watermark. Then you choose custom watermark. And then it's the text watermark. Remember, we have the picture watermark to select the picture, and then we have text watermark. Then where it says ASAP, you delete it, and then you paste the symbol that you cut. Now, when you paste that symbol, remember the symbol is webdins. It is not Calibri. So you need to change the font to the same font, which is webdins. And then if the question says change the size to, let's say, 320, but you don't see 320 here, you need to type. And again, the color, they can tell you to choose a specific color. And then the layout, maybe horizontal or diagonal. Then you click on apply. So you can see we've got the exact symbol. If you don't choose the webdins, you are not going to get the same symbol. Now, but the question also says this symbol should be only on the last page, not every page. So then again, it brings us back to what we call the section break. You can see it is on all the pages. So I will advise you as grade 12 learner, if you find it in all the pages, don't lose hope. You only lose 1 mark. If you forget in examination and then you are struggling to delete other watermarks, don't delete everything. Don't give up. Just continue with the other question. You are only going to lose 1 mark. So here, to be able to have it only on the last page. Again, we are dividing the last page from the rest of the pages. So we will need what we call the section break. So I will go to the first letter of the last page, and then I go to layout, breaks, and then I choose continuous section break. Layout, breaks, and then I choose continuous section break. What do I do next? I must double click on the header section to remove this link to previous, both the header and the footer. Remove them so that we have separated the last page from the rest of the pages. Then comfortably, we can go. Do not remove or close your header and footer. They must be activated. Then go to the other pages. Make sure that you hover the mouse pointer on the watermark to select it like this. And then you press delete key. So it's deleted from other pages. So you check again. They must be deleted. Only the last page is 7. Other pages must not be linked. So they need to be deleted. Of course, the first pages will be heaven, delete them. You need to have it only on the last page. So other pages you delete. Make sure your footer section and your header section is selected before you can delete the watermark. Right, so that is how we put a watermark only on a specific page. And then if you want to put it as a text watermark, when you are done, just double click to remove from the header and footer. So that is all about watermark, inserting watermark as a symbol, and then also on a specific page. Now, drop cap. Drop cap questions are very easy, like this one here. They are collectible marks. Like here it says, apply a drop cap to the first letter E of the paragraph above. Use the drop style, spanning 3 lines, and then the font should be Cambria and then also navy blue color. So you click before that first paragraph or the letter, and then again, where I will advise you just use the search drop cap and then choose drop cap options. Or you go to insert, you will see drop cap. Then you choose drop cap options. Then there are 2 items in drop cap. We have drop and then in margin. Sometimes the question will give you in a screenshot, so you must study it carefully. So here the question says it should be dropped and it should be 3 lines and you should know the distance. Sometimes they can tell you the distance also. Let's make it 0.5 and the font should be Cambria. You select the font here and then okay. So you see your E. Now, what if they want you to shade? You select the E and then you see the fill from home tab. Let's say we want to fill it with this color. And of course, we can change the font color also. They said navy blue. You need to select it and then choose the font color. Right. If the drop cap is already given to you and then they want you to modify, sometimes in the examination to already be there, then you need to modify. you select the drop cap, the edges, to select them, and then you right click. You are going to see drop cap with the 3 dots. That's the drop cap options. Then you can now modify it. And then also they can even tell you to put a border around it for that particular text. You need to select and then you apply that border. Right, so but in the drop cap, what you need to know are these, the highlighting part and drop cap options. So you need to take note of that. Right, this question didn't say that, but I'm showing you some of the things that you must look out for. Now, page numbers, we have done that also. You can try your hands again, odd and even page. Without wasting much time, let's move straight to styles, how to modify a style and then apply a style. Then we go to multi-level list and then also the other paragraph settings. Now, if you have existing style like heading 1, heading 2, and heading 3 already there, then they ask you to modify it or make changes to that particular style. You right click on the style and then you see modify. And then here, they can ask you to change the color, the font, and some of these things. But if it's not there, including the indent and others, if they are not here, you go to what you call format. And under the format, they can ask you to change the font, the paragraph, the text. So let's look at the font. In most cases, they can ask you to change maybe to small caps or all caps. They can equally ask you to go to the advanced, which is called character spacing. How to change the character spacing of the heading. You go to advanced, and then the character spacing expanded or condensed. Let's say character spacing expanded by 1,5 or 1,7. Then look out also for the position. The position we have raised and then lowered. And then raised or lowered by a certain point. So that is about the font. Paragraph, they can ask you to change the indent, left or right indent, paragraph spacing, and then the line spacing. So the line spacing may be double, exactly, or any of these points. Then line and page break. Keep lines together. That means those headings must always be together. That's keep lines together. And page break before, they can ask you to choose any of these under paragraph. Then one thing that they always ask, like asking, is also text effect. They can ask you to apply a text effect to it, like the 3D format with the top level or bottom level, or the reflection. They can ask you for any of these text effects, maybe 3D, rounded, with a height of maybe 7 points. So know where to find them under the text effect. Border is also there. Numbering is also there. Then when you are done, automatically update. They can ask you that all the occurrences of that heading must be changed automatically. So you tick automatically update and then okay. So any heading 1 that is already there will be applied automatically. Right. So that's how we modify an existing heading style. Now to create a style, you just go there and say style. If the question say create a new style, you can just go there and then you see style, you type style, then you see text style. And then you click on this new style, this one. Then of course you can change the name of the style, and then you can also change the formatting and everything. Alternatively, you could have done that by clicking on this arrow next to style, and then you click here. So you can also do that. But then in examination, I prefer that one. Or you can click on this arrow, then you see create style. Then you type the style name and then you choose modify. So you use any of those methods to go to the style. Right. Now, let me check comment section, and then if there's any comment, the video just increase from your side there. There's a link there. Like this one, if you go to the video, you see this. Click there, and then you see the quality, the settings. You can change the quality of it. Mine here doesn't show, but I think your side there you can see the quality of that video. Right. Let's proceed with our revision regarding Microsoft Word. Now let's go to multi-level list. One list inside another list, which is called multi-level list. Again, we have this. Let's say we want to apply multi-level list to this one. Why I made it to look like this is that the levels, level 1, that's the main one, like word processing, spreadsheet, HTML, those are the first level. The second level is the page layout, columns, formulas, charts, and tables. The third level is the margins, orientation, basic function, logical functions, call span, and row span. Levels meaning they are under these. So to do multi-level list, you select the text that is given to you. Again, you can use tell me what to do, type multi-level list, or you can get it from the paragraph settings. You see this arrow. But now in examination, just you tell me what to do. You say multi-level list, and then you choose define new multi-level list. The first level, let's say we want the first level to be 1, 2, 3. You select from here number style for this level, 1, 2, 3. And then if maybe it has both brackets, you change it here under enter formatting for number. Sometimes there will be no brackets, you remove them from here. Then we go to second level. Let's say the second level is going to be a picture. They can ask you to pick a picture or a bullet. So you can find it also here. Let's say I want to use a bullet. Then I go to new bullet. And then I'm going to select Webdins character code 34. So you can type 34 and OK. Remember, you can change the font also with the font color. Right. And then the third level, you go there. Let's say the third level is going to be first, second, third. There are so many of them. Please, if the screenshot that they have given to you, you are not sure of it, just scroll here and pick that level or the one that they use. So let's say I want to use first, second, third as the third level with both bracket open and close. I change it over here. So basically, this is what you do. You select First of all, the number style for that level, and then you format it. When you are done, you click OK. They can also ask you about the indent, to change the indenting and then the alignment of it. When you are done, you click OK. Now, you see this one is easy because it has already been applied, which is the last mark. Let's say I want page layout to be first level. I click there, and then you see here from the paragraph, you see increase indent and then decrease indent. So if I click on decrease indent, it will take me to the other level. If I click again, it takes me to the first level. If I click again, so now this is the third level, so I take it there. Now, if I want word processing to be first level, I click on the decrease indent. Spreadsheet to be the first level, decrease indent. HTML, I click there and choose decrease indent. Now, I want page layout to be second level. Columns to be second level. I click on it twice. So you use this decrease indent or increase indent, or you can also use the tab key from your keyboard to just move them and place them nicely. So that, right. Now let's move straight to the next one, which is called the paragraph settings. The paragraph setting is paragraph and line spacing is always there. And I believe this June is going to be there in every province. There'll be one question there. You need to know paragraph and line spacing. If there's no bullet and numbering, there will be multi-level list. Customizing with a symbol, and then keeping lines together and page break before. You need to also know that. Now let's take a look at that one also. The question says, open the paragraph dialog box and then apply all the changes listed in the paragraph above. Here, we need to pick 1.5 line spacing, 12 pt space before, and then 8 pt space after. So you select or you click inside the paragraph. Like I said, you can click on the arrow next to paragraph, or you can just, you tell me what to do and say paragraph. Then it's going to give you paragraph settings. So you choose whichever way that you want to use. Tell me what to do, paragraph, or you click on this arrow for paragraph. Now the question says 1.5 line spacing. So line spacing, we choose 1.5. Watch out for other options for line spacing. We have double, we have at least, we have exactly, and then we have multiple. They can ask you to choose exactly, maybe 12 pt, or exactly 2 pt, or any of them, or at least. So here it says 1.5 lines, and then 12 pt before, and then 8 pt after, which is called the paragraph spacing. So here before should be 12 pt. You change it to 12 pt, and then after should be 8 pt or 8 points. If it's not there, you type. And then the question says first line indent at 1 centimeter. Justify alignment, apply all the changes. So you need to also take note of that. Then there's another one called line and page break. Like I said earlier, they can ask you to choose line spacing or keep lines together. That type of question, they always put it this way. Use a paragraph feature or use Microsoft Word feature to ensure that the lines are kept together. So you say keep lines together. you just choose keep lines together. Right. And then you click OK. So keep lines together. Now, what if the question wants you to apply also first line indent and then also other paragraphs like the other indent. So if they say first line indent should be 1 centimeter, you select it. First line is this one. You drag this one to 1 centimeter. Now, if they say, though that's the left indent, first line is this one to 1 centimeter. And this one is the right indent from the ruler you see here. Right hand side, you drag it. Right indent at 15 centimeter. Then also, if they say hanging indent is like this. This is hanging indent. So you need to take note of the indentation they can give you in a screenshot format. Then you need to apply these. So this is the hanging indent. And this one, when you take the first one, is the first line indent. So that's how we apply the indentation also from the ruler settings. Alternatively, you can also set it up by using the paragraph settings to do that. So you must always watch out the question, whether it's saying the first line or it is saying the left indent or the right indent. So you need to take note of that. Right. Then the character spacing, which is the font. Character spacing is part of the font group. Like this one, make the line expanded by a certain point. It says expanded by 3 pt, and then the second line to be condensed by 1 pt, and apply the double strike through to the third line. So here, expanded by 1 pt, you select it. Like I said, it is part of font group. You go to font settings and then you see advanced. The spacing, you say expanded by 1 pt. And then this one should be condensed by 1 pt also. From font group, you can also search font. It's going to give different font size, but that's not what we are looking for. So the font group condensed by 1 pt. So you can see condensed will be smaller, and then expanded, the spaces in between these lines here or these letters here will be expanded by 1 pt. So character spacing is part of font. It is not part of paragraph. Take note of that. Right. And then it says we need to also apply the double strike through this one. Also part of font. And then you see double strike through. There are other aspects here that you can also apply. Another thing about font group that you must also know as grade 12 learner is the text effect, the formatting part, and then the soft edge. They can ask you question also from there. So you need to know that also. Then let's quickly move straight to tab stop. So that is all about font. Let's look at tab stop. Now use the ruler setting to align the data below the 3 columns, name, class, mark. Use the left tab at 4 centimeter, decimal at 9 centimeter, right tab at 14 centimeter with the dotted lines before the last tab. So we have this. You select them. Now, whenever you are dealing with a tab stop, the easier way to do that after selecting, you just go to 4 centimeter below it. Don't click on it. Below the 4 centimeter, double click. It's going to set the tab stop of 4 centimeter. You click on set. Then the decimal at 9. So you type 9. And then you choose decimal. And then you set it also. And then the right indent also at 14. You type 14. Right indent. And then you choose set. But they said it should be with a dotted line. So you choose the dotted line and then you click on set. Now, if you make a mistake, of course, you can clear it. And then you click OK. So you can see here, this one is starting at 4. So we can push this one to 4 centimeter. When I press the tab, it takes me there to 4 centimeter. So the names are starting at 4 centimeter. And then the classes are starting at 9. And then the dotted lines also at right centimeter at 14 centimeters. Now take note, they could have given this one to you in a screenshot, and then they show the ruler like that. We could have given you in a screenshot format and said apply it so that it looks like this. So you must check in that situation. You need to check these ones here. When it is like L, it's the left tab stop. This one at 9 is like this, which is center, and the one at 14 is like this, which is right tab stop. So this is center, this is right, this is left. But if you see a line like this, it is called a bar tab stop. So you need to know that they can even give it to you in a screenshot. Then you need to know what kind of tab stop and at what position should you select that tab stop. That is it about the tab stop, using a ruler settings to do that. So you need to know this also. Now, find and replace in Microsoft Word. Remember Microsoft Word, the 15 mark, that's why it's taking time. But we're going to finish because we have done most of them here. Find and replace with a special one, a symbol or an image, and other find and replace. Then we have to also know the source and then also bibliography. Those are part of editing. Right, now let's take a look at that question. Find and replace. It says use find and replace to replace SE with Sirantwi, education, be careful, find whole words only. So we are going to look for SE and then we replace with Sirantwi. That is the first part. So to do find and replace, you can just go to the search and type replace, or alternatively from the home tab, you will see replace. But in the easier one, go to the search and type replace. So find what? What are we finding? SE. We are going to replace with Sirantwi. Now, you go to more. Let's say this SE. we are going to find the whole word called SE. So you take find whole words only. Of course, this Sirantwi here, you could have also been given a question to modify it by highlighting. So they can give you a question by say highlight in a red color. So when you click there inside the replace with, make sure you change the highlight color to red before you go to format and choose highlight, so that it's going to pick this color whenever it's highlighted. Again, we can format it also by choosing a style. Let's say we want to apply a heading one style to it. And then there are so many things they can tell to change the font, character spacing, change the paragraph, text. You will find all of them here. Just go to format. Make sure your cursor is here. You have clicked this side. When you are done, you say replace all. So we got 6 replacements. All the SE has been changed to Sirantwi, and then the color is highlighted with red, and then it's using the heading one style for that. So take note for that also, how to use find and replace. Somebody says, am I going to do spreadsheet? Yes, we'll do some spreadsheet. There are some little bit of spreadsheet questions also that we did not cover the last time. The other ones we covered also. The link for this, okay, for the data file, I will share the link again for the data file. I will share the link again. And another one says, also, does it apply to both IEB and DB? Yes. For practical, where is IEB and DB the same thing, even spreadsheet the same thing. The only difference between IEB and then spreadsheet is the IEB and the DB is that IEB for spreadsheet they have macro, and then they ask you to choose either subtotal feature or pivot table. So there are no much difference between IEB and then DBE. Right. That is about the find and replace. Now, there is also another type of find and replace whereby we say maybe find all the M dash and then replace with the N dash. Use find and replace to replace all the symbol, this one, with an M dash. So now we are going to use find and replace to search for this symbol. So you copy this symbol, find and replace. So we are finding that symbol. You paste it here. It says search down should be search all. And then we are replacing with M dash. Let me remove the no formatting. So replace with, you go to special. And there are so many specials here. We have the M dash, N dash. They can ask you to find manual line break and then replace with other non-breaking hyphen. You will find all of them under special. So take note of that. And then you choose replace all. So we got 27 replacements. All that symbol has been replaced with the M dash. Then the last part of the find and replace is the image or maybe a symbol. They are all the same. Let's say we are finding all occurrences of the word Sirantwi, and then we replace with a picture. So I'm going to pick a picture over here, and then I use that picture for that. I'm going to pick a picture, then I look for all occurrences of the word Sirantwi, then I replace with that picture. But you can get any picture or you can use a symbol. Let's use a symbol for now, but then they are all the same. If it's about picture, you still insert the picture. If it's about a symbol, you are still going to insert that symbol. So here we go to the symbol. We are inserting a symbol. And then let's use maybe web things. Character number 35. Or let me use the Caesar. Character number 34. Wingdings character 34. So I will insert the symbol here, then I will cut the symbol. Now, when you cut that symbol, we are going to find all the words Sirantwi and then we replace with that symbol. So again, we use find and replace. Find what we type Sirantwi. Replace with. You click there and then you go to special. More, then you choose special. Of course, it will be more like this. Then you see special. And then you choose clipboard content. Clipboard content. Clipboard content. It should be here. Let me just go there. Special. Here, clipboard content. If you know already, clipboard content is represented by raised to the power small c, which is the clipboard content. And then after that, you click on replace all. We got 26 replacement. So anywhere there is Sirantwi, you will see that symbol there. If you don't choose clipboard content and then you paste it, it's going to give you different symbol. You are not going to get it right. So you need to take note of that. Now, we are done with the find and replace. Now let's go quickly to source and then bibliography. Now, how do we insert the source and bibliography? Let's say we are going to add a source, the three sources. So here I'm going to do only one. Then you only add the sources yourself. To add a source, you can use the search and type source. You see source manager. And then you find new. Then you can now choose the type of source. It can be report or it can be book. Like in this situation, this source is the book. And then the author is Smith J. The year is 2024 or 2000, yeah, the year is 2024. So you indicate them here. You type them here. When you are done, you click OK. That source will be here. Now, if they ask you to insert a citation for that particular source, then you go there and then you see references and then you see insert citation, then you pick that citation. So that will be that source. Now, in examination, they can also give you the citation, then they want you to make changes. So you just go there and then you say edit citation. Then they want you to indicate the page number, maybe page 4 from the book. And then you also see suppress. Suppress means don't include. So let's say they don't want you to include the year. So you take year and OK. So you're only going to see the author, which is Smith, and then the page will be there. That's the citation, and then you choose edit citation. But if you want to edit or make changes to the source, you go to edit source, then you can now make changes to that particular source. What if the source was not there and you did not apply the citation, and then they want you to edit that particular source? Again, you go to source manager, then you see all the sources over here, then you choose edit. Then you can now make changes to that particular source. So take note of how to add a source and how to add citation also. And then the list of all the cited sources, we call it bibliography. The list of all cited sources is called bibliography, which you get it from references, or of course, the easier way, bibliography. And then you can now choose the list of all those cited sources. And they can ask you to choose a specific one, APA or Harvard. You'll get it under the style. So take note of that, how to add a source and then how to also add citation. Now, the next part is the field or object or quick part. That one is also almost there every time. Let's say they want you to insert in the header section. You double click on the header, and then they want you to insert the document properties, like the published date, the status, and others. So you go there and then you choose them. If it's not there, you go to field, and then you select a specific field, like the file name or the file size or the number of words, number of characters. You get all of them under field, and then you click OK. So that's how we insert different fields in the header section. And then sometimes also they can ask you to insert it anywhere. Let's say we want to insert it just here. We want to insert it just here, but not in the header. Then you have to search for field. Then it's going to give you add document info. Then you choose field. Then you can now apply it here. Let's say the number of pages or number of words, and then OK. So if it's on the header, it's easier. But if it's not there, you can use the search and type fields, even though they can be found from insert, quick part, and then field. That's a long way to get into that part. Right. So that's how we insert the field. Now, without wasting much time, we move straight to tables, captions, and then others. Now, this question says, select the 6 lines above and use convert text to table with the commas as separator. Apply a grid table style of your choice. In the empty column, calculate the average of that one. Now, we are converting this one into a table. You select them. And then to convert text to table, you go to insert table. Then you're going to find convert text to table. And this question says there are 6 columns. It's a comma separating it, so you choose comma. Sometimes instead of comma, there could have been lines separating them. So here we got a table like that. There could have been lines like this. So instead of comma, there could have been a line like this or forward slash. There could have been forward slash in between them. And then they ask you to convert to table. like this. So you select them, convert text to table, but it's not comma. You go to other, then you put that symbol there. In this case, a /. So anything that is separating them, watch out for that, and it's going to convert it for you nicely. Right. Now here, I think the 82 and this one, there was a problem there. Let me cut it to this side. I didn't put that one there. Now, when you have this, the question says you must apply the grade table style. So you select the table like this, and then you see table design and table layout. So from table design, you see different table design that you can choose. According to this question, you might choose a grade table style of your choice. So this is grade table style. This is a list table style. And of course, if you don't want, you can modify it also. So here we choose any grade style of our choice. Now, it says we must calculate the average for each. So to do the calculation, when you click here, you see table layout, and then you see formula. So you click there, and it says sum to the left. Sorry, not sum to the left, it says average. So instead of sum, I change it to average. So average to the left. Or you can choose the function name here, average, to average left. Remember, we don't need a sum to the left, and then we click OK. So you can have so many functions like average, sum, and min and max. They can give you a question like that, or above. Let's say we're having one, and here they want to find the total for this. We go there, and there's a sum above. We can do some calculations with percentages also. Maybe we want to find the percentage over here. So sum of the above divided by maybe 500 times 100. You want to find the percentage of it, which is 77.8%. So you can do all forms of calculation also in a table. Then again, the table, watch out for this. With the table design, they can ask you to shade or add another one. This is shading. They can ask you to put a border around it. So you choose the border weight, 3pt. You choose the line, and then you go to border. If they say outside, you choose it. Outside. And then remember to select by clicking on this. Then again, we want to find straight line, but it should be 1.5, and then the color should be green, and they say inside border. I made a mistake there. It should be inside, not all borders. So take note how to apply the border. And even if they say this one, there shouldn't be any border to the top and bottom, you go and remove it. There shouldn't be any top, and there should not be any bottom, only the side. So all of them, you apply them here from the borders. Now, they can also ask you from table layout, cell margin here, to change all the cell margin, or maybe 1 centimeter cell margin. So you need to watch out for that type of questions also, how to apply them. Text direction. Remember, when you select, it will give you these new tabs like the design and then layout. table design and table layout, depending on the type of office that you are using. So you must take note of that. Now, table of content. That's our next topic. Table of content depends on styles. So let's say this question is telling us to at the top of the next page, insert an automatic table of content. It must show the heading 1, 2, and 3 entries with the page number updated. So table of content, you can also use search and type table of content, or you can use references. And then you choose custom table of content. Then you choose the leader. The format can be classic, distinctive, fancy, modern, and then any of these. The levels, because the question says we must show heading 1, heading 2, and heading 3. That means there should be 3 levels. Then you go to options and indicate them here. So heading 1 should be level 1, heading 2 to be level 2, and heading 3 to be level 3. Of course, sometimes they can tell you to also pick a new heading style. So you need to check the new heading style at the bottom, then you apply it. So let's say we have a new heading style called, we have this list. You can just put it also there as the heading 4. And then you click OK, so that the table of content will be displayed for you. So that's how we apply table of content. Of course, it depends on the heading style that has been applied. So you need to take note of that. They can give you a higher order table of content. Also, watch out for that. And then table of figures, also from references, you will see table of figures, which depends on also the any caption that has been inserted. If there's any caption, it will depend on table of figures. Right. So that's all about the tables. Now let's go to the footnote and then the captions. Footnote and captions, and then I think we are almost there for Microsoft Word. We are almost done. And then we will pick 1 or 2 spreadsheet database. We did it the last time. Videos are available. You can watch again. And then also the spreadsheet we did, the basic spreadsheet, you can practice them also. I will share the videos in the various groups also, so that you can watch them and then be ready for the examination. Right. So without wasting much time, let's go to table of on a footnote and then endnote and then caption. Now it says insert a footnote at the end of the sentence ending in 40 letters after the text sources, and then we should use the endnote at the end of the same paragraph with an updated May 2026. Right. So this is the 40 learners attending at the end of 40 learners here. You click there, and then to insert a footnote, you get it from references, and then you see footnote. Click on this arrow. Now they say the footnote must read the text sources Sirantwi. Remember, I removed this one. So the text should be sources Sirantwi. Now listen here. Footnote can be at the bottom of the page or below the text. The question will always specify, should it be below this text or at the bottom of this page? You select it, and then they can tell you whether you must customize that mark, the symbol. Let's say we want to use that symbol, and whether it should be the numbering or restart each page. You need to take note of that, and then you go to insert. Now you will see that symbol there. Do not type the footnote before that symbol. It should be after. You type it here. So if I place the mouse pointer here, it's going to read Sirantwi source. That's what we mean by a footnote. Endnote will be at the end of the document. Let's say this one. If you want to put endnote, you go there and then you choose endnote. Endnote also end of the section or end of the document. The question will tell you. And then take note of that. There can be different columns also to apply the endnote. End of the last page, if it's the endnote, then you can now type the message there. Right. So that's how we apply the endnote and footnote. And then in the same question, they can ask you to convert an endnote to footnote. Let's say we are converting this one to footnote. You select. You don't need to even select. Just right click there. You will see convert to footnote. And if there are some changes you need to make, you go to note option so that you can make the changes to that particular footnote. So to convert to endnote, you right click and say convert to footnote. So that it's going to be converted to footnote. If I want to convert this to endnote, I right click, convert to endnote. So that it's going to be on the last page. Right, so that is all about footnote and endnote, how to do that. Then the caption. Caption is used so that you can create table of figures. And we can apply caption on so many things. You can apply caption on a table. You can apply caption on a picture. So let's look at the caption. So if we have this table and we want to apply a caption here. So now when you right click on the picture, you will see insert caption. Or when you select this, you get from references and then you see insert caption here. For the caption, they can tell you to choose a new label, or this is a table, either equation, figure, or table. If there's a new table or a new thing there, you say new label, and then you just say image. Let's say if it is image, you type the new label image. Then you can now have image one so that you can type the message. So if the label is not there, you must create a new label. Of course, you can delete the label and then you can also change the numbering style for the label. Instead of image 1 and 2, you can just go to numbering and change it to ABC. They can ask you that type of question. So that it's going to be image A instead of image 1 and image 2. So if it's going to be a figure, you can change the numbering also if you don't want figure 1, 2, 3, and you want figure A, figure B, figure C, you can do that also. So take note of the caption. That's how we set up caption. It can be on a picture or also on a table or any object. Right. Then the last part, which is the linking, like hyperlink, bookmark, and cross-reference, and then index. So now we're going to look at hyperlink, bookmark, and cross-reference. Find the heading 4.1, insert and formatting a table on the previous page and insert a bookmark name table section immediately before it. Insert another bookmark name top of the document at the very start of the cover page. So we are going to insert bookmark on the cover page, and then also we insert a bookmark or table section. So we have here, this is a table. We want to bookmark. Bookmark simply means a name. So we are going to insert a bookmark here, meaning we are naming this part. So we can go to insert and we see bookmark, or you can use search and type bookmark. So the bookmark name should be table section. And then you click on wait, you just go there, insert bookmark. We are applying it here. Table section. And then you click on add. It should be one word, and then you click on add. And then it says you must create another bookmark on the first page, the cover page. On top here, we can use tell me what to do bookmark. And then we type another one top of the page. And then we click on add. So we have two bookmarks over there, which is the target location. Now, this same question is going to link to that particular bookmark. So bookmark, you just giving a name. Then we are creating a hyperlink. And then it says we have to create a hyperlink so that it can link to the table section. So we select this one, click table section. We want to set a link to that place. So you right click and choose link, or you can go to insert hyperlink. Then because we are inserting a bookmark, you go to bookmark. And then the bookmark name is table section and OK. So when you press Control and you click on it, it will jump to that particular point. So that's how we insert a link to a bookmark. Now, if we are taking it to maybe the top of the page, you right click link, and then you choose place in this document. You see top of the document or top of page and OK. So you can create a link anywhere in the document or even to another document that has a bookmark. So you must watch out for that type of question, how to link to another document, how to link to also the same document, and then how to link to a website. Website, you go to existing web page and then you type the website. They can ask you to show a screen tip, then you type it also here. Alternatively, they can ask you to make changes to the link. You right click, you see edit hyperlink so that you can make changes to that particular hyperlink. You can link to an email address and then you type the email address also here. So take note of these things about the bookmark and then also hyperlink. Now, cross-reference. Cross-reference means sending to another particular table or a link to any figure. A link to any figure. So here, if you want to create a cross-reference over here, you can search cross-reference, or you go to references, you see cross-reference. And we can cross-reference to take note, numbered list. We can cross-reference to headings. We can cross-reference to bookmark. We can cross-reference to footnote. We can cross-reference to endnote, or we can cross-reference to any figure. So take note. The question will tell you where you must cross-reference to. And of course, are you cross-referencing to the page number or above or below? So you need to take note of that. That's how we do the cross-reference. So if you don't know where to find it, you just go to cross-reference as well. Right. Index and forms. We will talk about now. Let's go to forms and then mail merge. Then lastly, reject and then also comment. Now, forms, you must make sure you have a developer. You must make sure you have a developer. Now, the question says we must show the developer tab if it's not visible. And then on the new page, you must build a form with the input name, drop down list with a class option 12, A, B, and C, and then a date picker for a date, and then a checkbox. So if we have a name and you want to have we have name. Now, when you go to developer, that's where you see the forms. And then the check, we have the test form field. When you double click, they will ask you a question about this. Maximum length, let's say 25. The type should be regular text. And then the format, whether uppercase or lowercase. They will tell you question also on that. Then, of course, they will ask you a question about the help text. To put the help text name only. So that's the text box. And then for the date, if they want the date, again, you go to the developer legacy tool, you choose text form field, you double click. Then the type, we change from regular text to, we have the date, we have the current date, and then they can ask you to change the format, either this or your own format. Let's say your format for the current date, you want it to have month first, plus the year, and then the day. You type them so that you have the current date in that particular format. They can also ask you as a grade 12 learner checkbox. Do you love math? Of course, it's going to be yes and then no. So you put a checkbox, also from legacy to checkbox. And these checkboxes, when you double click on them, they can ask you to check and then also even change the size. So you must watch out for checkbox. And then, of course, also drop down, like that's the grade. Grade, we use drop down for the options. Maybe grade 10, you press enter. Grade 11, grade 12, and then maybe the drop down name, you put a name there. Right. Then if it is about money amount, which is currency, we choose also text box, but we change the type to currency number, and then you change it to currency here. So if I put 5,000 over here, it's gonna put 5,000 with a currency for me. Now, if I want to do calculation, which is let's say VAT, if I want to do 15% of this 5,000, I choose the text form field, and then the type, I change it to calculation so that I can type the calculation here. 15 divided by 100 times the bookmark name for amount. I must go and check. The bookmark name is text 3. You must always check that. So 15 over 100 times text 3. Then it will calculate for you. So in form the calculations, we use the bookmark name to do our calculations. But then the type should be changed to calculations, and then you do your calculations over there. That is all about forms. Then if they ask to restrict editing, you see here restrict editing, then you choose allow with filling in the forms. Then you choose yes, start enforcing. Then you are going to have this form can never be deleted. It's been protected. So that is all about Microsoft Word forms with a developer. Microsoft Word form with a developer. And then importing and exporting from Excel and from other files. If you are asked to import another file, it's just simple. Let's say I want to import this spreadsheet called TBL Learners. You just click and drag it, then you go and drop it there. So that it's going to be dropped, and then it's going to be a link. So that is how, if they ask you a question, to insert another file so that it becomes like a link, an icon. So if I double click on this, it's going to open that file for me. That is the linking part, mostly for question number 7. Question 7. So you must look out for how to drag and then also drop. Now, mail merge. Mail merge. Let's look at mail merge, and then we bring Microsoft Word to an end. Now it says we need to apply mail merge by using mail merge data source supplied with us. Now take note, whenever you are doing mail merge, you first go to mailings, and then you choose start mail merge, and then you pick letters. Then you go to select recipient to go and select your recipient. And then you choose use an existing list. So I'm going to select that recipient list, which is mail merge data source. After that, you go to edit recipient. Here, you need to filter. Let's say we want to show all those who had an average of more than 80. All those who have an average of more than 80. So we go to filter, and then you see field is average. More than means greater than. There are other options here. 80. Of course, they can say all those who got above 80, and all of them are female. I wanted to put another one. All those who got above 80, or all those who got below 20. So you choose here, instead of N, you say all. Average again. Who got less than 30. And then okay. After that, whenever you see this greater and less than, you normally see greater and less than, then you merge the field. So here we want the title, you select the title. Insert merge field, you choose title. We want the first name. We want the surname. We want address. You must replace them. Address. We want town. Postal code. Dear, and then you need a title again. And then we need also surname. That is where you get it from the merge field. So you change all the merge fields. This is average. And then this is the status. So basically, you are just having a letter to them. When you are done with this, then you save your work. As soon as you are done inserting the merge field, click on Save button. Then after that, you go to Finish and Merge, Edit Individual Document, and then you click OK. So you're going to have your letter sent to everybody, those numbers. And then now you're going to have two documents right now. It says letter one. This is letter one, which you need to save by saying File, Save As, Browse, and then you save it inside that folder of yours. Please do not save it outside. Save it inside the folder. The question will tell you which name, so that you'll be having two different documents whenever you do mail merge. Remember, mail merge is always there for question 7 or maybe question 4. So you need to look out for mail merge questions, please. Right. The last part about Microsoft Word is images, which is going to be there. So you need to take note. Images are definitely going to be there. You need to know when you have an image and then you are cropping to shape. I mentioned them also. I'm going to see if I can get an image, insert picture. But of course, you don't need to even click on insert picture in the examination when they are asking you to insert a picture. Let me go and look for an image for the practice examination. If there's any image in my data files. If you have any image, you can also add it. I see robots here. You can look for any image, you drag it. And it's going to be there. So drag and drop, instead of to go to insert image and others, just go to drag and drop. Now, I have this image. Watch out for this. You need to always go to layout option to select it so that you can move the image around. So let's say the image must be moved around. And when you click the image, you see the picture size. You remove, look at it, then you can get the exact size. Let's say 6 by 8. They can also ask you to choose the scale. So I got it, then I can move it around. And the same image, you can have the picture style. They can ask for transparency or the color or the correction. So the color, you must look out for this picture color options. So the sharpness and others, the color saturation, you get them here, maybe 75%. You get them from that side. Then alternative text, picture border, you get them from the picture format. Look out for them. And then the cropping to shape. These days, they like asking that type of question, cropping to shape. And then grouping your images. So you crop to shape, and then you can now group your images also. So you need to take note of this type of questions for the images. Then smart art is also mostly there. Smart art for the process, they'll give you any smart art that you need to apply. Then you type the text inside Word. When you click on it, you can type them here. If you don't see the text pane, when you go to Smart Art Design, you will see text pane. Click on it. Then you can type your text here. Database. Right. Then you can type them over there. So take note of that. If you want to put another one, you press enter and then you type it. Let's say table of content must be there under the database. You just go here, that demote and promote. Demote and promote when you go there. And then promote to change them like that. Right. Then smart art design, check the colors. They can ask you to change the color for, and then the smart art style also. You need to watch out for this type of questions regarding smart art and then word art. You were told in term one you did that, so you need to watch out for this type of question. So basically, these are the things that you need to know regarding Microsoft Word. You can go and then it's going to assist you a lot. Right. Now, if you have any question, you can put it here. Rep text when moving it doesn't matter what type. Yes, it matters a lot because here, this image, if you don't wrap it to that one and it's here, you'll find it difficult to move it around. But to move it, it's better use this. And then sometimes also behind text so that you can move it around. It matters a lot. Then one aspect of this type of question is when you have an image. Let's say this image, let me move it up. I want it to be with a specific text, maybe a paragraph. Say it's here. And I want to put a border around the image and then the text. You cannot just go and put border, it won't work. You need to say insert and then you put shapes and then you choose text box. Then you draw the text box around the image and the text like this. So you can see it's covering the image and the text. So you go to layout option and you choose behind text. Then you can now change this shape format to outline and then you see weight, maybe 3pt, so that you can have even different color, shape, outline, and then the color. To have a border around an image and then the text. So you need to check. They can give it to you in a screenshot form, and then they ask you to apply that. You need to watch out for that type of questions. Right. That is all about Microsoft Word. I think we have done a lot about Microsoft Word. Spreadsheet, you have a lot of questions there that you can do. We have done a lot of spreadsheet and then also HTML. HTML, the videos will also be there. Then you can practice about HTML, what you need to do about the table, call span, and then the row span. database also, you check the scope and then you practice them also. We covered database the last time, so we'll be looking at HTML, some of the things that you need to know, and then spreadsheet, the text function, you need to know this. Today, videos will be there also that you can watch them. Lookup functions. So when you want to do text functions, you click on this one, Excel practice workbook. There are so many practice questions here. First one, basic formatting. It says, make a column header bold and center, merge, and then center across it, rep text. You just right click and see format cell. Or alternatively, when you select them, search the keyword cell. You see format cell. And then it's going to give you alignment, font, border, fill, protection, so that you can apply all these type of formatting. You must take note of that. Now, here we were supposed to calculate the VAT rate or the percentage for this. Then let's go to basic functions. You must know basic functions also. Basic functions. For spreadsheet, you need to know them. Like here, the sum for the math. Sum is just equal sign sum, and then you click on FX, then you select all the math. Average, you use average. Highest, you can use large. Equal sign large, you click on FX. Array, you select all the math values. Highest K is 1. If they say second highest, K will be 2. So take note of that. Total number of math marks, we use count. Total number is math mark count, and then you select them. So these are basic functions. Basic functions. They will ask at least 1 or 2 questions of that, and maybe the average math marks. We got this. Then they will ask you to convert it to 2 decimal place after getting your average. You can use building block. You find the average somewhere here. And then to convert it to 2 decimal place, you come here and say equals to round. Then you click on FX. You click on your number and number of digits, you say 2 to round it. So you must know how to use average and then rounding it, the basic function. Practice here, rounding to 2 decimal place, 0 decimal place, you use those functions, round. I created all these so that you can practice all of them. You see them here. Round to 2 decimal place, equal sign round, and then you get the answer. First smallest, third largest, and others. Random integer between 1 and then 100, we use rand between. And then the bottom will be 1, the top will be 100. So these are the basics. And then the if statement, like the nested if and others, also you need to know them. This data is available with you that you can practice them also. How to use if and ifs. You can practice them after watching the video that I shared with you. You can practice them also here. They are saying nested if the grade is greater or equals to 80, it should be B. And then 80 is A, 70 and above B, and others. So you can use if statement to also generate that. Then conditional formatting questions are here. Lookup functions, you can get it here. Now I want to just explain lookup functions also with you, and text function. We did not do that the last time. So I'm going to show you the lookup functions. Now, like I said, lookup functions, if you are using the latest, you can use X lookup. Now, we have the average marks over here. And the marks are given to you. Now, we want the awards to be here. So if you want awards to be here, we use VLOOKUP because the awards are in vertical. They are vertical column. So you just say equals to VLOOKUP. Lookup value will be the average values here. Lookup table, select the entire table. Don't include the heading. And then the column index, we need the award levels. We don't need the price. So this is column 1, column 2, column 3. So the column index will be column 2. And then the range lookup will be false. False means approximate match. Now, if it gives you this, you go and change the range lookup to be true. True is approximate. False is exact match. Now, you get your answer. If the question did not tell you to copy it down, you leave it as it is. But if they say copy it down, you see it's giving us hashtag NA. That means this table here, we need to put the $sign before them. Or we can give the table a name. Then it works. So you put a $sign and then it will work perfectly for you. Right. Now, so that's the VLOOKUP for you. We could have also used X lookup for that. We just say equals to X lookup. Lookup value will be the average values. Lookup array will be where the average values are from the table, which is the minimum percentages. And then the return array will be, we need which one? The prices will be the prices. So the X lookup, you don't need to select everything. You only select the lookup range and then the return range. Then the match mode, you say false. It gives us hashtag NA because they are not approximate. So here you can leave it there. This one, A, the match mode is -1. Sorry, not false. Take note, it's -1. And then it gives you the answer. So basically, the X lookup, you need the lookup value. You need the lookup array, which is the averages here, and the return array, which is the prices. Then you click OK. But if the question again tells you to drag it down, you put a $sign between A and 13 and $sign between these also. No, not A13. The lookup arrays A and 5. And then A10, you put a $signs there to make them absolute reference so that you are going to get the values. Right. So that's all about X lookup, V lookup, and then also H lookup. You can also use H lookup, which is horizontal lookup when the table, like here. We can use H lookup also because the table is horizontal. So equal sign H lookup. Lookup value is this one. And then the lookup array will be the codes. Remember, it's not always that you find it on the same worksheet. It can be in different worksheet. And then return array will also be this. So we use the X lookup -1. So basically, X lookup can be used also for H lookup or V lookup. Right, now the text function. Text function, I will advise you to always break it down in the building block. You'll be given a building block, break them down. Like here, if there's no building block, I can create one over here. Building block. If it's not given, you must create one for yourself. Like here, it says the first name. We have to take the first name from the full name, 10D. We have to take the 10D only here. But you can see 10D and Kumalo, Sifo and Mokwena, they are separated with space. So because we need only the first name, which is separated with space, we need to use what we call left function, and then we will need find function. So first of all, we have to use find function in the building block. So we say equals to find or search. And what are we finding? Whatever that is separating between 10D and Kumalo. What is separating between the name and then the surname, which is the space. So find text, we press the space bar. Within text, this one. So we got 7. To get the first name only, you just go there and say equals to left. Why am I using left? Because it's 10D is on the left-hand side. The text is this one. Number of characters, you click on the answer that you got for find, say -1. So we got 10D. Now, of course, you need to drag these ones down so that when you drag here, it will work. So if they say take only the first one. Now, what if they say take only the like this one here, the username? Okay, the username. If they say take the domain, that is this one. Extract this one. And because it's on the right-hand side, because it is on the right-hand side here, we will need the right function, we need the len, and then we need the find. So now we have this one here, which is find. Now we need the len, equal sign len, to get a total length. So the total length of this email, which is 28. Then we need to use the find function also to determine what is separating the username from this one, and it's the @ symbol. So we need to determine the position of the @ by using the find function. So find text will be the @ within this one. So this is the len, and this is the find. Now, when you have these two, you subtract the smaller value from the bigger value. In this case, it's going to be equal sign the bigger value here minus the smaller value, which is 19. So this one now will become our number of characters. So we come here and use the right function, equal sign right. You click on FX, the text will be this, and then the number of characters you click on this answer. There we go. So first of all, when it is on the right-hand side, determine the length, and then you determine the position of what is separating the two. Then you subtract the smaller value from the bigger value, and then this will become the number of characters. So you need to take note like that. Now, again, here they say we must indicate the year of birth. The year of birth is this one, the first 4 letters, or the first two. 2007, 2006, and that. So you just say equals to left. The text will be this. Number of characters is 2 to get a year of birth. Then the month is this one, 03, 12, and added from the ID. So you use equals to mate because it's in the middle. The text is this. Start number, we are starting from position 3, and we will need 2 characters. We are starting from position 1, 2, and 3 here, and then we need only these 2 to get a month. ID length, like I said, we use the length of this ID. Now, if the question say maybe you are combining them, to combine these 3, we use what we call concatenate. So equal sign, you click on the first answer, use shift and 7, you click on the second one, shift and 7, and then you click on the third one, then you press enter to combine. So take note, they can ask you maybe the first 3 letters followed by this or that, and then you combine. Use building block to do that. Use building block. Now here, upper means full name. They said the full name should be in uppercase. So equal sign upper, then you click on the full name. So it's going to give us this, all in uppercase. So basically, text function, just look at this, how to combine them. We use this and to join them, shift and 7 to join them. So you use building block to solve them step by step, then you combine. Now, so that is all about text function. You'll get this video, and then concatenate. Do we also have concatenate? Yes. So either use concatenate or you use that and to put them together. Now let's look at date and time. Also to wrap up spreadsheet, date and time. If they say find today's date, today's date is always today, equal sign today, and press enter. The current date and time, use now, enter. This year only, use the year function, equal sign year, and then you click on FX, and then the serial number you type today. Year of today, which is 2026. Now, month of today, you say equal sign month. And the serial number, you say today. Open bracket and close bracket. Now, if the question says create a date for this one, you use date function. So the year of this, you click on this year, the month will be this, and then the day, you can just say day of today. Now here, if they say 3 years after today's date, you say plus 3 under the year, and okay. So this will be the new date. The same way applies to using the time function. So you need to watch out for that. Now, if they are asking to calculate the age, we use what we call year frec. Year frec. Start date will be the current date, which is today. No, the start date will be this date, and the end date will be today. And then, okay. So it's going to give you the number of years. Number of days, use days. You click on FX, end date will be today. Start date will be the date given to you here. So take note, whenever they want the number of days, use days. The number of years, use year frec to do it. If they want the number of months, after the year frec, you just say times 12 to get the number of months also. Right, so you can practice that percentage. Also try and practice them here. The vet inclusive and exclusive and percentage change. Then charts, graphs also, how to draw a graph and then change differently. We talk about it. Subtotal, that's the topic we did not touch that. Let's look at this one, the subtotal feature. That's also another topic we didn't talk about that. Other ones are there. Let's say the question wants us to determine the average sales for each department. Average sales for each department. The keyword is for each department. So you select the entire table and then you sort it. You can go to tell me what to do and type sort. So sort by, you choose department because it says for each department. Now we are looking for average sales for each department. You can see it has sorted according to department. And then after that, you go to data, you will see subtotal. And then where it says at each change in, you select department. Then use function, you choose average. Because the question says average sales. And then add subtotal to, you take sales. Now look here. If you click OK, you will see books average, and then the average will be there. Stationary average is here. Tech average. So you can get a question and they'll give you only the screenshot. Then they ask you to do that. So you need to know the group according to this. That's why we have books, stationary, and tech. And then the calculation is here under the sales. And the function used is average. If it is sum, it will say books total. So you must watch out for the function that they use. Now, what if they want this to be on top? So if I go to subtotal again, then you remove this one that says summary below so that the totals will be on top of each. And again, subtotal there, they can tell you to put page break between so that each group, like books, will be on this page. Stationery will also be on this page. You choose page break between. So if I click on print, you will see books on this page. If I go to the next page, stationery, that's the page break between. And of course, sometimes they can make it funny for you with a screenshot by collapsing this one. When I click on this to collapse them, They can give you a screenshot like this: books average, stationery average, and tech average. They have collapsed this one. So you need to click on it to collapse it also. So that is the subtotal. Take note of that. We didn't do that part, that's why I put it now. Now, they can also have the the data validation. Let's say the books and stationery must be there so that you choose from. You click here, you select them, and then go to search and type data validation. Or you can say validation. And then allow any value you choose list. And then you click on the source to select this source so that there will be a list for them. And then they can also set validation rule for this. Also data validation. Maybe whole number should be between 10,000 to 100,000. And then they put a validation rule, only amount from 10,000 to 100,000 allowed. So that would be the validation rule message there. And then they can tell you to circle invalid. When you go there, circle invalid data. There's no invalid data here. If there was any invalid data, it's going to circle it also. So you need to take note. Conditional formatting, we did that the last time. And then also this. So basically, this is what you need to know regarding spreadsheet. Right. You can watch this video once more and then do all the data validation. Now, this one we did it the last time. That is the form and then report. Let's wrap up with the HTML, the basic stuff regarding HTML. You need to know the basic text like heading style, line break, paragraph. Always refer to HTML text sheet. The list, multi-level list also in HTML. And then the table, call span and row span and cell padding. I'm going to take 10 minutes. HTML is 35 marks. No, it's not 35, it's 15 marks, not much, but you need to do it and get the full marks. You right click and choose edit with Notepad++. So I'm going to start here. You see the title. Title means browser tab. Whenever you see title, it means browser tab. So take note. Sirantwi Education HTML browser tab. H1 means heading 1. Don't forget to always close it. Now, horizontal line has attributes like this. The color of the line may be red. And then also the width of the line, maybe 50%. And then the size, the thickness of it, 14. So HR is horizontal line. H1 and H2, H3 is the heading style. And then you come here and check. When you see these ones, they are all comment. They are all comment. Now here, the question is telling us second level H2 paragraph describing that and horizontal line. When you come here, hyperlink, paragraph is P. And for the paragraph, they can ask you to also align the paragraph, align maybe equals to center. Take note of that. Background color, BG color. and then also the list. So let's say we are going to put this list. We are going to create a list like this. We are going to create a list like this. Let me start from here. Task 3. Italic is I. You must try this. It says here, the word Sirantwi education appears in bold. So Sirantwi education here must be bold, which you put B, and then you close it. The word grade 12 appears in italic. Grade 12 italic is I, and then you close it. And then it says the word practical is underlined. Underline is I. It's U. Right. And this task here, we are going to create a list. UL is an ordered list, they said, whereby we'll be having 4 applications, Word, HTML, and then Access. Then OL will change the type to A with a spreadsheet word processing. So let's start with the list. When you are doing the list, you say UL. UL means an ordered list. And that's the bullet. Then you must specify the type. Maybe type equals to square. And each list item, say LI, word, and then you close your LI. The second list is LI, Excel, then you close your LI. The third list will be Access, then you close your LI. So basically, when you are done, then you close your UL. So UL is an ordered list, and each list item will use LI to specify. And then OL, ordered list, you must specify it, type, maybe the type equals to 1 or A. And each list item, let's say we want the list item to be spreadsheet, then you close your LI. When you are done, you close your OL. So OL is numbered list, UL is an ordered list, which is what bullet. So take note between these two. But multi-level list, like this one here, we did it in spreadsheet or in Word. If we want to make this one to be multi-level list, let me remove this. Let's say I want this one to be a multi-level list. I'm going to copy it here. Then I want it to be multi-level list. Now, because Word and Excel, they are 1, 2, 3, I will use OL. And then I will say type equals to 1. And then a list item LI here is Word, but I will not close that LI because I have other ones here. Then I come here and put another one, which is OL. But that one, the type must be equals to small a, because I want to use ABC for that. And that one, the first LI is this one. Then I close it because there's nothing under it. And then I close this one also. . and then I close this. Now take note. These are the three lists that are under Word. So I'm done with it. Then I can comfortably close that my LI. So this close LI here is for the Word. I did not close it because I had another list that is under it. Then I come for another LI for Excel. Again, I won't close it because there's functions and other with it. Then I say OL type equals to A. Then the functions will be the first list, LI. And then I close it. But functions also has these ones under it. So I will not close the functions LI. Then I have to open another OL type equals to I. Then that one, the LI there is for this logical and lookup. Then I must close their LI. So basically, in exam, they will do some of them, they won't do others. Then you need to know where are they. So here, I'm done with this one, so I must close this OL. So this OL here is for this. And this OL, I've not closed it. This OL, I didn't close because there's another one here. So you need to take note when to apply the OL and when to apply the LI. If there are some under it, don't close it. You open a new one before you close the final one, which we call nesting. Nesting. So you must take note of that. Right. So to create a table like this, they say we must create a table having this. These are the headings. You know, whenever you are creating a table, we use what we call table tag. And now the question says we need to specify the table border should be 1. So it's a border equals to 1. Then you must specify the cell spacing, which is the spacing between cells, maybe 3, and cell padding, which is the space between the content of the cell and the borders of the cell. Of course, you can specify the width of the table, maybe 75%. Now, this table has a column headings like surname, math, and then also English and averages. So we start with our first table row, which is TR. And inside it, we have TH, the headings. The first TH is surname. And then you close it. So the second TH will be math. And then you close your TH. So basically, TH is for table heading. And then each individual here, like Kumalo and other, when we are done, you close your you can copy and paste. In examination, you are allowed to do that. So here, I need the one for math. I'm done with math. And I need English and average. And this one will be the average. So as soon as you are done, you close your table row, TR. Here. Then you open another TR table row. This time, these ones are table data cells. So we don't say TH, we say TD. And then this is Kumalo. And then you close your TD. Then the next one will be the mark for Kumalo 78, which is also TD 78. So TD is the table data cells. It can contain image. It can contain even a hyperlink. Depending, it can contain a list. So you need to indicate that. Right. So I don't need to build the whole thing. You can continue like that. You can just duplicate this TD. So it is Kumalo 78, 82, and then space. So this one will be 82. And this one should be the dot. Then when I'm done, I close my TR. That's the second row. So when you are done with everything, you close your TD. Take note of that. Now here you see the table below is missing the call span. Call span means merging. Now let's look at it. This table row, this is the second table row. It has the same name, Math, English, and Science. 4 columns. Each TH represents a column. Now when you come here, we have surname, term 1 marks, and then there are 2 empty spaces. So the term 1 marks contain Math, English, and then Science, which must be merged together. So we don't need these 2 TH. You need to delete it. We are combining 1, 2, 3 columns. So you go to this TH and say call span equals to how many columns are we combining here? Math, English, and Science. 3 columns. So call span equals to 3. That means you are combining 3 columns. If you are combining rows, you say row span equals to. So that's how we do it. Now here, let's look at this. We have the first row, second row, third row, fourth row. Now, if you look at the first row, we have the 3 columns, 3 columns, 3 columns, like that. Now, the question says it's missing row span. So we need to have a row span on the class column. So we say row span equals to how many rows are we combining? We have row 1, row 2, row 3, row 4. So we are combining 4 columns. Row span equals to 4. So if you are using row span to combine rows, you must make sure that you cover the entire columns. There are 4 columns, so row span equals to 4. If you are combining columns, you say call span, and then you check how many columns are you combining. So that is all about row span and then call span. Now, center align horizontally and vertically the content of every TH. So this TH here, they say we must center horizontally and vertically. So we have TH align equals to center. And then say V align equals to also center or middle. So V align is equal to middle. Vertical align is V align. The horizontal align we use just align. And they should be inside TH. When they say center vertically and horizontal, that's how you must do. Right align the marked column. So align equals to right. Add cell padding of 6 and cell spacing. It should be inside the table. Cell spacing equals to 0 and cell padding equals to 6. So you need to go through this heading, short paragraph, order list, 2-column table, and then a footer. So you need to just go through this to practice this type of questions that we have been talking about. If you are inserting image, check image is img src equals to the name of the image, Sirantwi.jpg, and then you must specify the width of the image, maybe 400. You must specify the height of the image, maybe 200. And then you specify the ALT, alternative text, maybe picture of Sirantwi education. So take note of that, and then alignment. To center a picture, we say center. We use the tag called center. And then you close it. Right. That is all about HTML that you must know. If you are not sure of it, go and check from the HTML text sheet, and then you can get it done. Right. That is all about this. If you have any question, you can show how the website will look like the table. Okay. Let me save it. Um, I don't want to alter the thing. Let me save it on my desktop. So here is the table. We combine so many tables. Here, you can see here. You can see this one is called span. This is the row span. It's span among the rows. And then this is the call span. You can see them here. Combining 3 columns. And this is the row span, combining 3 rows. Right. So that is all about this. The picture did not show. That's why you see picture of Sirantwi education also displayed. And these are the multi-level lists that we're talking about. So that is all about HTML also. You can also try and watch this video again. I think I've answered most of your questions. Uh, you can watch the video again as soon as I'm done with this session. And then I wish you all the best. Those of you are writing tomorrow and then next week, I wish all the best. We will be also revising for theory when we get to theory and then other grades also. The videos are there. You can watch them. Every single topic that you do not understand, you can watch this video again, and then I believe it's going to assist you so that you can get your desired mark. Thank you for your precious time. Good night.